Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the This Is The Music Meets Podcast, an independent podcast show that's dedicated to introducing you to rising indie and alternative artists from across the UK and Ireland. If you are new to the podcast, then please hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any future episodes, and feel free to leave a comment as it will really help us beat those algorithms. After a little break, the This Is The Music Meets podcast is back with a bang, and I'm delighted to welcome the mighty Vida to episode number 137. On today's podcast episode, we're going to get the lowdown on the band's brand new single, All My Life, chat about the band's upcoming live dates, stepping into Abbey Road, and plans for 2025. So it is a very warm welcome to Nathan and Colin, who of course are from Vida. Welcome back to the podcast, fellas. Thanks very much for coming on. How are you doing?
How's it going, man? Thanks for having us.
Aye.
Aye.
Good to see you again, Mark.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it's been a while. Obviously, episode 89, you were on the podcast before, and obviously we're going to come on in a little bit about when you played in London last year. Obviously coincided with Abbey Road, and for those watching this on YouTube, the link to the previous podcast with Vida will be up in the corner somewhere, and along with all the episode bio stuff as well. So do please go and check that out as well.
Please do.
Yeah, definitely. But let's get straight into it, really, because obviously the new single, "All My Life," came out last week. What's the story behind the track?
I would say it's kind of just a song about, like, for us, like, making music, and like, I don't want to give too much away, so it's just, people can still make their own meal of it, kind of thing. But it's just about being on the kind of journey of making music, or having a creative kind of passion or something. And like, there's knockbacks along the road. It's not always kind of, there's a bit of chaos in there, kind of what I mean? And it's like, it's not all plain sailing. I think the song, and specifically the recording, just captures it like better than I could have ever imagined, really. Quite happy with how it's turned out.
Well, we constantly try and try to do our best and try to succeed.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. So when
Never saying die.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yes. So when you're when you're writing, not necessarily, well, I guess all my life really, were you writing that with like playing live in mind, or was it just kind of like, it's all about, let's just get this is how it's going to sound on record? Is there like that not hidden, but is there that thought process in your mind when you're writing that this is going to sound great live, or is it, for you, all about just getting in the studio and doing it?
It's definitely in the back of our minds. Like, it's all aiming towards the live sets more so than recordings, I would say. Although it's important as well. It's about going out and playing it live. So the songs are kind of built with that in mind, I would say. Jamie wrote this song, but I'm pretty sure that's his kind of outlook as well. Like,
you just get the have an idea of a song, and he'll write it out in acoustic, and then he'll bring it down to the kind of practice area, and then go through it and keep playing it here and there again till everybody gets familiar with it, and then we try it as a band. And then, to be honest with you, the version that we've done, if you go into YouTube, you can watch versions that are kind of the bit with the fat left on the sides, you see. So it's got some bits. It's like parts of the song that we totally removed for the song and stuff like that. So you'll hear a previous version, and then you hear the actual recorded version, so you can see how it's changed for us doing a bit of pre-production with Tate Nichols and Sensible Studios.
Mm-hmm.
So he helped us really, really kind of refine the song and get it to kind of like in with that 3-minute pop pick kind of brackets. So you can hear the difference, and it definitely pays off.
Yeah. So then on that, then what you obviously had like different versions of it as you've been going along. So is that like a universal decision within the band that, I don't like that section, we're going to take it out, or is that just like one person within the band driving that process? How does that work?
Usually suggestions get kind of flung in. We'll try it, and if it works, then we'll stick to it. If it doesn't work, we kind of move on. And then,
I would say more often than not, we all kind of agree. This should be longer, this should be shorter, whatever it's going to be.
And then, with Tate, he just kind of says, no, we didn't need this bit, that bit's too much noodling, we'll change it to this and all that. So then he was like a surgeon, eh? So I said to the boys, but so like we're kind of like having somebody there to help give a fresh kind of take on it and hearing it different from what everybody would be. Because I wouldn't say we're too precious with our writing, but it's more the case where when you're writing something, you might not be aware of something that's a bit too much because you're used to playing it.
There was one section, it's like the bridge section. We had actually had it twice in the song. So then when we were doing the pre-production tape, it was like, get that fuck. Didn't need that. You know what I mean? You've already said that. We'll just say it the second time and that's it. And it's like, that's one of the many good decisions he gave us. Like,
certainly.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So obviously at the time of recording the podcast this evening, All My Life is approaching 1,500 Spotify streams. To say it came out last week. So which is I think is a pretty impressive hitting in that week, man. So kind of like then how have like Vida fans, what's the reaction, how have they responded to it? And has there been like any reactions to it that maybe like caught you off guard at all?
Definitely everybody comes up to me and says that's their favourite of the set. And that's been going on for ages. Since like King Tut's, people were saying that's the song. So I think that probably influenced the decision to actually record that one as well. Like when we went to Abbey Road, when we were picking the song, but definitely people are like, that's the best tune, catchy and whatever.
It's good. You can hear folks singing it back. Exactly. It's easy lyrics. It's kind of digestible. So folk will just pick up the words as quick as anything and they'll sing it right back to you. And as soon as you hear that response, you can, you're winning.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the things that, certainly what got me first into Vida, like all the, going back quite a few years, is that what you're saying there, how easy it is for people just to start, obviously in my case quite badly, but being able to sing along with the song,
That's what it's all about. Like, you could be the best musician in the world, but you might not come away with a hit because it's just like techno jazz. It's just like too much here. There's just too much here. It's like ADHD on the fretboard. But you're wanting something that's easy, digestible. Somebody can pick up a guitar and say, "Oh, what about this one, boys?" And then just sit and play it. Play it around a campfire. Play it when you're going fishing. Play it in your radio when you're cooking your dinner. That's just any. You can just listen to it and just say, "That's Vida. That's good."
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more there, and I love that saying there. A little techno jazz as well. So, the last time, obviously, that I saw you guys was at the Water Rats in London. But obviously, I'm sure that was a big bucket moment list. Obviously, such an iconic venue, but. Probably something happened while you were in London that probably surpassed that, I'm assuming, because obviously you were down at Abbey Road Studios, obviously recording, mixing, and everything that goes into a song and all of that sort of stuff. So what was it like then for Vida walking into Abbey Road for the first time? Just as you can cast your minds back that far.
There's no words to describe it.
It was absolutely surreal. Wasn't it? Surreal. But that said, within about half an hour of us being there, felt like at home. Felt like really? This is where I belong. Like, that's how I felt. Wow. We had the absolute run of the place. Like, there was nobody else there, so we were Studio 1, 2, everywhere before we even kicked off. Got like breakfast, like good pints and that. It was absolute magic, man.
It was treated like magic. Aye. And all the staff were really lovely and they were brilliant.
And like, just everywhere you look is just like history, like musical history. All of the walls, like all these old desks everywhere and mics and
even like film sets and all that stuff. I had all the feature films that I went away and done the scores for and stuff. It was brilliant.
Like they do a lot of the films in there. So
what?
It was amazing.
Go on, Colin.
But that was me finished.
I was going to just mention in there about like the mixing desks and all that. Am I right in saying they're the original mixing desks, right? From
well, a lot of them actually got built in there, like they're the only ones in the world. And like, but we didn't use them, but we saw the old consoles that the Beatles used to use, and like they look like rocket ship controllers or something. Like, they didn't even look like mixing desks.
There's loads of like real stuff with the tape recording. So there was all that old equipment. You had all the outboard gear that, like, I do a wee bit of mixing and all that stuff inside Logic and Ado, and it's like you've got all these plugins that you can buy. That these were the real outboard gear, like distressors. No, they cost you hundreds to get these things, but to get one of the bits of outboard gear, it'd be like thousands.
Wow.
So it's like you were getting to see them and hear them getting used and get to play about with them, and it was brilliant, man.
And
honestly.
then again, because we were like the only band in there that day that I'm aware of, we got like the first pick at all the equipment. So like I had a couple of great vocal mics, but one of them was like the main Abbey Road Neumann 34, I think it is, mic, which has been used by like Ella Fitzgerald, David Bowie, John Lennon, like everybody would want to. Everybody you can imagine has used it. And then like great guitars that have been used on hundreds of famous projects and stuff as well.
And all this stuff's really well looked after, eh? Like it's all in a storehouse. It's all checked in, checked out, made sure it's maintained. All the guitars get tuned weekly, the pianos get tuned weekly, and stuff like that.
Playing one of John Lennon's pianos, that was a moment like,
wow.
I remember playing a big grand piano in Studio One when we first got there. It was absolutely surreal, man. Unbelievable experience. And like you couldn't buy that. You couldn't buy the experience. No. And the boys were all so good with us. Like I think we were supposed to get chucked out at like 6 p.m, but then we were still there at the back of 10. The producers we just went and had a few jazz with them and that, and then they ended up taking us through and giving us hundreds of insider stories of this bit of gear and this bit of gear, and this is what they done the Harry Potter theme tune on, and he goes does it and that, and
it's brilliant, man.
Why?
So much stories and legacy in that in the building, and it actually made us all raise our game when we were there. Like 100%. It was noticeable. Everybody played better. Like you just the environment and the people we were working with and stuff. It was
just helped capture the moment.
Captured it brilliant.
Yes. So sort of what was there? Obviously, you've been saying there, but getting down into Studio One and obviously maybe popping into sort of like Studio 2 and all that. So was there maybe like anything sort of specific, like going into a specific room or maybe even like using a piece of equipment that was like gave you goosebumps or hairs on the back of your neck, standing up, I'm thinking, God, bloody hell, this is where the magic, this is where the magic happened, and like I'm here, like. Well,
definitely. I mean, maybe not any specific bit of equipment, but when I was set up with these guitars I'm talking about, with these couple of mics sitting about me, I just heard all the stories. Definitely, that's how I was feeling. I can't even actually remember too much yet. I think I was maybe channeling the John Lennon spirits. I do briefly remember it going, oh, this is cool.
And I've got to ask, which member of the band was the first one to attempt, like the Beatles style walk across, the zebra crossing, and did it go horribly wrong? Who was it?
I got put up to it, but I think I was maybe the only one who actually done it, to be honest. But like, can't audit, that's been done in that, so I think I had to let you go.
If you look at the cover for All My Life, it's Colin on Abbey Road.
That's that walkway.
So it's like for a different perspective, instead of it straight on, like but we've done it for like Abbey Road's perspective looking out. So it's Colin's silhouette and it's matching with the kind of sky, so Cosmic Colin. So that's
brilliant.
We wanted to pay homage to obviously getting it recorded there and how big the Beatles are in our lives and everybody else's lives. So I thought we'd pay homage like that.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's amazing. Well, I'm have to go and change the artwork now for the episode and put the single artwork instead, right?
I appreciate it.
And have a little look at that.
I designed it myself, so I appreciate it.
There we go. Brilliant. So let's move away from the studio a little bit, because obviously you've just done about 4 or 5 live dates up in Scotland. So how were the shows even received?
Pretty good.
It was class, man. It was just a kind of local tour we were doing. Paisley, Stirling, Glasgow, and Falkirk. and they were all pretty good.
See, the HMV Stirling, that was a really good one, because that's a shop that, because we're from Alloa, Stirling's the biggest town next to us.
Yeah.
I've been going in there since I was
since
like
we're
12 year old or
bairns,
something. So.
we're in that shop since we're bairns, buying CDs and all the rest
And
of
like,
it. The vinyls are
you
back.
never really get bands in there or anything. So
No, we've never seen a live act in there ever. Well, I haven't anyway. So getting the chance to kind of do that and kind of gone behind the scenes in the Thistle Centre.
like VIP in the Thistle Centre.
That was funny, man. But
we're not interested about Abbey Road, mate. We've seen the Thistle Centre.
We've seen the back door at the Thistle Centre, man, running about with the bins off. No real one. But it was just it was a great wee experience, just kind of getting tucked in amongst all the kind of products that they sell, and then there was folk, you could see folk coming in just doing a bit of shopping and then seeing what was going on, and then we had people that were actually there to see us as well. Nice, so it was good response, and then we played a kind of acoustic strip back set for the two HMV ones, so it's a bit different from what you were seeing live on the Friday and the Sunday.
But the Friday, that was the first time we played in the Bungalow in Paisley, which was a really good venue, and that was, in my opinion, probably the best out of all the gigs performance-wise. And then on Sunday we were in Behind the Wall in Falkirk, and it was probably the best day. That was a really good day and gig and everything. But don't know, like I couldn't really hear much on stage in that, so I was.
It's quite a neat wee stage because it was intimate venues, eh?
Yeah.
So it was a neat wee stage, and we had a big sound system there, so it was quite hard to piece everything together because it was loud.
Enough speakers for the town hall, anyway.
And kind of like then just you saying there about the the sort of intimate smaller stages and venues. Do you guys prefer playing that type of venue rather than say like a bigger like festival stage or something like that?
Like it all, man. But if it's between Behind the Wall and the Barrowlands, I would pick the Barrowlands. Like,
yeah. How about you, mate?
They've both got their kind of advantages. Like, you get the weird gigs are like sweatboxes, and then the bigger gigs you've got more space to dance about. It's kind of
like sounds better.
When you're on a bigger stage like the Barrowlands, like everything sounds a bit more open and wider. Whereas if you're in a wee stage, everything's like you can hear all the sound try to compete with each other sometimes, and you'll not hear anything coming out your monitor mix, so you're just going on muscle memory and what the drums are doing.
Sure.
You make it work, eh? You can do any of your monitors and all that, but we're just getting up to that, eh? We're about 10 years too late.
And obviously you mentioning the Barrowlands there as well. How was that for you boys getting to play there for the first time?
Unbelievable.
That was amazing. That's up there with Abbey Road, definitely amazing experience.
A great bunch of boys with the Lathams and all. They picked all the supports, and being picked by them, one, we're so grateful for it that they even took time to listen to us, and two, they're great guys to talk to, and just
the whole team were brilliant.
A lot for their guitar techs to the folks that were running all the stage stuff, front of house, side of house, all that kind of stuff. So brilliant, man. And their fans are really, really good bunch of fans as well. They're loyal. They get down first, getting their in at doors opening. Like they were packed. As soon as we walked on the stage, there was seats right to the back wall.
Really? The crowds every night were actually so well better than I was expecting. Like here we fucking go, and like they were. The wee bits you would say, they were like, they were up for it, man. It was class.
Newcastle as well, everybody was in it. We went into the crowd after it, and you couldn't get moving through everybody. There was folk wearing Vida tops and stuff like that as well that had just been up to the merch still, so that was all
brilliant.
Good as well, So class, man.
It was amazing. Yeah. So we're looking forward to getting back into Newcastle soon. Because we were speaking to some people who are going to come in that, so
hopefully get that sold out.
Hopefully that. I hope so. But it'll be good either way. Be good either way.
Correct.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think just touching on what you were saying about the Lathams with their fans coming down early, I think it's so important to get down, to come and see a support band, because you just never know. They might end up being could end up becoming your
Your next favourite band.
You know what I mean?
The support acts we just had on that wee tour was there were actual outstanding. So it's like, but there was quite a few of them as well. So maybe I'll just go and see the headliner, but you would have missed 3 great acts as well.
And how many gigs you've been to yourself where you've went and you've turned up early to watch the support act just to see what they're all about? And I went and seen Yard Act, and it was Dead Letter that were supporting them, and Dead Letter are frightening. I stood there watching it. I was like, "This is amazing." It's like punk's back, baby. It was good.
Absolutely, definitely. I couldn't. Highly. I think that more and more people are getting that attitude now, but hopefully that that will keep increasing. Over the rest of this year and beyond. And Colin, obviously, as you just mentioned, there, obviously you're going back to Newcastle. You're at the Clooney on the 18th of June, and obviously you're going to be down in London again the following day at the 100 Club as well. So how excited are you? Obviously, you've just been saying there about the tour you've just done in Scotland, but how excited are you to be to be going back out on tour again?
I can't wait. Like, we love going out on tour and that. Like, it's the best crack we have, so we can't wait. Like the 100 Club, well, obviously Newcastle, that'd be amazing for reasons I've just said, but 100 Club is, I was right into the Sex Pistols and the Clash and the Libertines and all that stuff, so I've never been to the 100 Club even as a punter, so to get to go and play there will be amazing. And there's a band supporting us that night called Billy Bones, who I've listened to for years and years, and I'm really excited to see them for the first time as well. So it should be amazing, man. There's also another wee couple of dates in there, but I don't know if I'm supposed to say the details. But
close to the Mersey River.
I'll probably get a row for
I wonder where that could be.
Close to the Mersey River, that's what I got to tell. But could be Bootle, we don't know.
Drop a pin somewhere and you'll soon work that out.
We'll see.
Look, we'll put those. The dates will be in the episode bio, along with the the links.
Appreciate it, man.
Dates and obviously also as well. You're playing. Should mention as well. Obviously, Alloa as well on the May the 3rd, the big charity weekend.
Big charity.
We're doing a wee strip back acoustic set for it, so it should be really good. Like.
Aye, great lineup. Bands, all kind of local Alloa boys and that as well. So
that should be really
all for good causes and everything as well. So happy to be a part of
it. Yeah, definitely. And kind of like looking ahead to these shows, are there? Have you got planned anything special planned at all? Like new set lists or maybe some other surprises, or maybe even a couple of unreleased tunes in there.
Definitely, we've got loads of new songs that we're working on, and we're working on a whole new set as well. So.
It's New Song Sunday.
New Song Sunday is
practice on Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, so it's New Song Sunday this week. So
I was just trying to get as many new songs written and as many of the newer songs we've got into the set, and it's obviously a process, but we're getting there. Like,
and we've been trying to do an album for about 3 years now, so that's.
But the album, that is the main concern of this year. By December, we're going to have that finished to come out next year.
We need to gaffer's orders.
Well, and you've now put it in, it's going to go out in the wider world. A lot of people will be looking forward to that.
Aye.
You've got to do it now. You've got to do it.
Definitely will.
And what's the most chaotic or maybe like unexpected thing that's happened to you on tour? Like we're talking about, sort of maybe something that you look back on and you think, how did we survive that type of madness? That's what we're after.
I know what I can say, but probably can't give those.
Probably can't say right, man, incriminating. We could probably say one time was we're doing the Deanies tour. Me and Colin got stuck in Ireland.
That's pretty chaotic.
Because we're out in the runway and
we're supposed to be going to Birmingham.
We're supposed to be going to Birmingham the next day.
There was an incident on the runway where there was like a cigarette and somebody put it on fire, and then the pilot thought it was us that was smoking it or something, and
I don't know what happened.
No, it was murky water, but
it certainly wasn't.
But anyway, we got the blame for it though, of course. So,
and we were already delayed for hours. So the flight had been delayed 3 hours or something. So as soon as we got to fresh air, we were thankful for the fresh air. I didn't where they got the idea of the smoking thing. But
we ended up sleeping on benches in Dublin Airport that night. So and missed our gig in Birmingham, unfortunately.
I had to get the next flight in the morning. It was like 7:30 in the morning. The times we got home and all the rest of it, it was just an absolute clusterfuck. So we're like, right, boys, we can't do Birmingham. I'm very sorry, but
you'll be back soon. You'll be back
Aye,
soon.
We'll be back. We'll be back. But there's been plenty of chaos. See, to be honest, we thrive on chaos. That is pretty much what we do. Like even like that gig in London that you come and seen us, like that was supposed to be a ticketed event, and we turned up and we were like, "Oh, your card reader's not working," so we're like, well, donations for charity, and nobody donated. So there we go.
That's everywhere you go.
Honestly, mate, it's literally a wave of chaos everywhere we go. But we thrive in it, so
surf that wave though.
Yeah, the best way to be, right?
Too right, man. Too right.
So on every This Is the Music Meets podcast, we ask our guests a series of questions that are designed to be sort of like maybe a little bit more light-hearted and just sort of help the listeners find out a little bit more about the artists that we're interviewing. But this time we're going to do a little twist. This is the first time we've done this on the podcast, so you're the guinea pigs for this one. We're going to play a little game of basically winner stays on. So I'm going to give you the name of a band, and whichever one you pick stays on. And then when we get to the end, the last one you pick is the winner of the game.
Right.
So these bands are all Britpop. So that 90s Britpop era. So the first battle is between Cast or Oasis.
Oof, that's a brutal.
Take Cast at the game that early, man. If it was the Laz, then I'd be like, but
I know the Laz would win that.
Aye, but
you've got to say Oasis.
Yeah,
we're going Oasis. Okay, that's a good start. We're still on talking terms. This is good. Next one is Oasis v Verve.
Oh, I'd say Verve. Eh? No, I would say Verve because I think Richard Ashcroft is just
great, isn't he?
Terms of songs,
he's special.
Yeah.
Even though Oasis are like huge and really good in that, but I think Ashcroft's just like he's like Jesus to me.
I agree because I would probably still say Oasis.
Well,
go with the Verve to get Oasis.
Right, I'll give it that.
And that's the end of the podcast. Thanks, lads. Okay, so we're going with Verve. Okay, right. So Verve v Blur.
Oh, Verve every time.
Verve. I love Blur too. Like,
Verve are good, but
nice.
Blur's good, but Verve are the boy.
Yep. Okay. Verve v Supergrass.
I'd say Verve again.
Yeah, young. Verve again. Verve again.
Yep. Verve v the Manics.
I say Verve
again.
No, Verve.
Yeah. Okay, and this is the last one. So winner of this one is the overall winner here. Verve v Stereophonics.
Oh, Verve.
Verve, definitely.
Excellent. Great choice. Great. I hope you enjoyed that. A bit of fun.
Good one.
So,
no easy choices.
Yeah. Well, it's when you go through it, it's actually harder than you realise when you go through the Britpop thing and just like, wow, it's mad. But it's coming back though. I think that
it's guitar music
all together.
Guitar music always ebbs and flows, eh?
Yeah, it does.
Like you just get the cycles. I think folk say like, "Oh, guitar music's dead or bands are dead or that," but it's not the case. Eh? It's like guitar music's always thriving in the wee dark dingy pubs somewhere. Eh? See somebody up there with long hair with a guitar.
Absolutely. So this is a question aimed towards Vida specifically. So is there like a particular song in your back catalogue that you think defines Vida's sound?
I'd like to say All My Life now, to be honest.
That's probably
in terms of like where, not necessarily where we're going, but I think all the potential of the band is in that song at the minute. You would maybe talk about some of the old songs and everything, but I would rather talk about.
It's still got elements of them, though, with the
It's got loads of elements of that.
Kind of reverby guitar, so it's got
but it's a lot more like now, or where we're going, what we can do. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, great. I think it's a great tune, and
I appreciate it, man. Thank you,
man. No, it's great. And looking, obviously, we mentioned earlier on, obviously, you've got the tour dates coming up. Who's the DJ on the road, and what's their guilty pleasure track?
Well, we usually just pass the phone.
We'll do queue up songs.
Two songs each. I get be there like letting you hear 30 seconds of a song and skipping it.
So it's multiple DJ, but what would be the guilty pleasure? There's sometimes got a wee bit of like dance tunes and all that about house and that, and then
I don't feel guilty about it.
nah, that's not really guilty. And then even sometimes Robbie Williams comes on, and you can't feel guilty about that. But everybody wants to rock DJ. I'm trying to think, man. There's no really. Sometimes there'll be like a wee Asian hit goes on. It'll be like
K-pop number.
Or like kind of. Pigot's actually really, really good at singing this one song. I think it's in purely Punjabi or whatever you call it, and he's got it word for word, and he's really, really good at it. So.
Get it in the set list.
We need to, because it's actually a tune, by the way. It's actually a really good song. It's a really good song, but he'll just go and stick it on, and he looks about as if to say, "Oh, you can, I'm going to karaoke here." But that is just like I just queue up tracks, and then just, and it's always like we've got quite a varied kind of taste in music.
Definitely,
which is good because then you didn't get bored of the playlist. You didn't know what's coming next, and it's not just like somebody queuing up Kasabian for 10 songs or whatever. So it's like we've got hundreds of different bands and kind of artists and different stuff there we'll love to listen to. So it's class. I do love listening to albums as well, but you're better having a wee kind of spicy playlist there.
Yeah. Well, I think to be fair though, the album, I don't think there's many people that actually like, CD or vinyl or whatever, however you listen to your music, and actually go, right, press play 1 to 10. That album. I don't think many people sit down and actually listen. Do you know what I mean?
And I speak for the youth, but I was talking about this with one of my mates yesterday, and he was saying, "I'm an album guy," and I was like, "So am I," and I think Nate is as well. So I don't know if it's a younger person thing because they're just used to getting singles all the time or whatever. But albums. We've always said that. Like we're always about albums and getting a collection of songs that have a certain sound and make you feel like in a certain way. You know what I mean? Like
you're capturing the moment, Because that's I don't know if you listen to Sam Fender's new album. I've no stopped going on about it, Because I think it's absolutely incredible, man. See the production on it, the songwriting, the melodies with the female backing vocalist, and it's just brilliant, man. But like, just listen to that from start to finish. You can just hear it's just been a moment captured, and then you'll go and hear another recording he has, and it sounds a wee bit different. But you can, I think that's the full thing with an album. You're just taking that moment in time and you're putting it into something tangible or something that's digital that you can listen back to.
That's it.
And I think that's the secret sauce of an album. It's not about getting it sounding perfect or getting it sounding as it. It's just captured.
Just mics for 1933.
Aye. Mics that you can't buy anymore. That's the ones you need.
Absolutely, definitely. Do you know what? I must confess, I probably shouldn't say it, but I've never actually got into Sam Fender. So maybe I need to give him a chance.
Oh well, listen to that third album, man. It'll change your mind because I was the exact same. I'd heard like Play God, Hypersonic Missiles, all the 17 Going Under, all the kind of popular hits.
Yeah.
And then I'd just by chance I seen the album was coming out and I stuck it on, and I have just no stuck it off. I can't. Literally, this has been one of the albums. The last one was Fontaines. So that was the last album I had on repeat for about 2-3 months. And this has been the next one. I'm just like, brilliant.
Right, okay. Well, there you go. That's
you dig it, man. It's a grower, telling you.
Yeah. Okay, so if you could talk about different musical mixes, this or songs you like listening to and all that. So this next song actually is going to be this next question will be a pretty interesting one, I think. So if you could play one Vida song for the rest of your musical career, but you had to play it in a different style every time, so it could be country or jazz or heavy metal or whatever genre you can think of, what song would you choose? And obviously, what genre are you going to go for?
It's no release, so you might not know what we're talking about, but we've got a song called Always Up to Me.
I was going to say that.
That's why I got in hospital. And it's a cool song the way we play it, but the lyrics are actually kind of talking about I'll play how I want to play and all this kind of stuff. So it'd be a great song to do different genre versions of.
Rockabilly version, it would be quite good.
Gypsy techno.
Techno jazz version, that'll be good.
Brilliant. I love that. I love that. So, what obviously we've spoken about, obviously the live dates, obviously the new singles just dropped as well. But what else can we expect from Vida in 2025?
I'd
The
say
album's the main thing
album,
to look forward to.
and your social media content, because we need to get a lot better at that and
We're
all.
going to have the album hopefully released in April because we've got a UK tour planned on the back of that as well. So like
Brilliant.
full UK. So aye, that's
That'll be next
that's
year.
it. That's what all the energies are gone into.
Working towards that. And as I say, try to get content and make as much content, put out as much content as you can, because content is
Content is king.
Content. Boring. You have to do it.
This hasn't been boring though, by the way.
No, I've been enjoying this. See, it's all right. See, when there's a bit of conversation about a crack, you're all right, eh? But see, when you're having to edit videos and all that,
Don't. Yeah, no,
Serious.
I know it. I know exactly how you feel. It does my brain in. You know, for me, it should be about the music or your tour, whatever it is you've got coming up. But the amount of time I say this virtually every time, and it's not a criticism of anybody because I get it. That's what you got to do. But you know, seeing someone, you know, come with me while I'm making, you know, spaghetti bolognese or something like that, and they're dancing in the kitchen or whatever it is that they're doing, it's like. It's got nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with like obviously with, like the band or the music or whatever it is. And yeah, I definitely.
I mean, I think like that as well, but I also think people do want to see the non-musical side,
they want behind
the scenes stuff as well. So I do get it, but I'm not the biggest fan of doing that stuff or editing videos of myself talking at the cameras and shit like that.
It feels too staged. It just feels like you're trying to put on you're not really being natural. And
yeah.
Because for us, especially, like, if we were to talk naturally a lot of the time, nobody would understand
us.
So it's
like a different language.
So it's difficult for us to go away and try, like, even if you try and put like captions on like videos and stuff, like it comes away totally different. Like what was the last one?
I remember something about
cork wallet or something like that. I'd never say that. I said behind the wall or something like that. It's just what happens with the captions, eh? But
yeah. And
it's annoying, but at the same time, if folk are wanting to consume media, everybody's a consumer nowadays, eh? So if that's the media they want to consume, then you've got to make it for them, eh? So
yeah. No, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more there. Really, that's the way it is, and that's what you got to do, I guess. So,
so you might catch us making a lasagna, yeah.
And I'll be at the front of the queue watching it. Look, Nathan, Colin, look, unfortunately, that is the end of the This Is the Music Meets podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us, man. It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate your time, man.
No, not a problem at all. I was absolutely buzzing when this was coming through, asking if we could get something together. So delighted to have you back on. I think I said before, and that massive fan of Vida. So it's great that you're back again. With
Are you Newcastle based?
No, I'm London.
You're London, aye. So you got to get along to the 100 Club. And
I should be. Yeah, I've got. I'll shout him out because he'll be buzzing off of this. Joe, my mate Joe, was obviously there as soon as he's played at the Water Rats and that, and he's been messaging on social. You're going, and all that.
I get along, man.
As soon as I get paid, mate, I'll be getting a ticket. So
I will speak to Aidan, man. We'll sort it.
I will sort it. Then you already.
Wicked, man. Nice one. Look, just before I do let you go, can you just let? We've just ironically just been talking about social media. Can you just let all the listeners know the social media platforms that they can go and find Vida on?
So we're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok, Spotify, all the rest of it.
YouTube.
The handle is the Vida Boys, but it's just Vida, for to be clear.
It's the Vida Boys. That's an actual name.
It's just Vida, but we are the boys in Vida, so we say the Vida Boys. So, but the handle is the Vida Boys. We've got Linktree and all, so if you go and type in the Vida Boys and Linktree, you'll get all our kind of social stuff. But check out our YouTube. We've got music videos up there.
Nathan made a video for All My Life as well. It's worth watching if you haven't seen it.
I shot it that. I'm a drone pilot as well, so I got the drone out and done a wee bit of filming in that. And then done filming in the pub, and then my business partner, he went away and done a bit of filming for us at the Barrowlands and that day. So we just basically amalgamated it together and edit it and then put it out there.
Well, we've got footage of the Barrowlands, Abbey Road, in that one video as well, which I thought that was cool.
It's just showing you
the whole journey.
To take the song at its conception onto the stage.
Yeah, no, wicked, man. Well, look, I'll put all the links to the socials in the episode bio. I'll put the one up separately for the video as well, and obviously as well the ticket links, obviously for the Clooney and obviously for the 100 Club as well. Be all in the episode bio. Looking forward to seeing you again live, because I loved it last time, and obviously the previous times I've seen you as well before. And look, thanks for coming on, and I wish you continued success as well with All My Life.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you very much. You have a good evening.
All the best, bro.
And all that leaves me to say is to thank everyone for tuning in to the latest This Is The Music Meets podcast. Please subscribe so you never miss out on any brand new episodes. And if you're loving the podcast, show us some love by giving us a rating and written review, as it really does help the artists we interview to be discovered. If you are listening to this episode on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, then stay tuned, because at the end of this episode, you'll be able to hear Vida's fantastic new single, All My Life. I'll see you very, very soon for another This Is The Music Meets podcast. And remember, the future is bright. The future is indie.